Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Msmetics Spf. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. So today we're going to be doing a simple makeup look, something you can wear out every day and you can take the makeup look anywhere. So we're just going to keep it simple. So I'm going to be starting with my brows. I have a detailed brow routine already uploaded on my channel, so I'm going to drop a link here or here, so please check it. I like to start with my spoolie. I'm just going to use it to brush out the brow hair. When you're using a brow pencil, make sure you use a pencil that is sharpened. So I'm going to be starting here. This is the beginning of my brow. This is the arc area. So I'm just going to be outlining first before filling in the brow. And as you can see, I'm following the natural shape of my brow. So when I get to this point, I come down. This is the highest point. This is the highest point of the brow. So I come down. So now that I'm fine with what I have outlined, I'm going to be filling it in with light stroke. You don't want to go too hard. So I'm just going to be filling it in. I'm almost out. I need to get another pencil. And by the way, this is the Davies pencil in number 18, Davies pencil. So if you're in Nigeria, you can get this for 100 naira or 150. Is that affordable? So I'm going to be using the spoolie to just brush it out, so it looks more natural. So to highlight the brows, you would need a flat brush or an angled brush. I use an angled brush. This is how it looks. See? So I like to go in with 2 shades of concealer. So the darker shade, I like to use it for the beginning of the brow, this area. You're going to see how I'm going to do it, this area, and then the lighter shade for the brow bone area. Then I go back to the darker shade for the brow tail area. I'll show you how I do it. So this is the Lagirlproconcealer in the shade Fawn. And the darker shade is in the shade Chestnut. So I'm going to be showing you. So this is the lighter shade, the shade Fawn, and this is the darker shade, the shade Chestnut. Using my angled brush, I'm going to start with the dark. So now I'm moving on to the lighter shade, that's the shade Fawn. Put it on this area. As you can see, I'm dragging down the concealer. Now I'm going to take the darker shade now, because we're moving on to the brow tail. So for the top of the brow, I'll be using the shade Chestnut because it's a darker shade and it's actually very close to my foundation shade, so it's very easy to blend out. So you want to take your time. So when I get to the highest point, I come down. So you see? So you also need a blending brush, a fluffy brush like this, to blend out the concealer. You don't rub, just tap, tap, tap. So I'm just going to go off camera to do the other eye and I'll be right back. So guys, I'm back. I'm not liking the brows today, but some days are like that, so we keep it moving. So moving on to the eyes. Remember, we're doing something very simple today. So I'm going to be using the leftover concealer. I'm going to mix it, the Fawn and the shade Chestnut. I'm going to mix it and apply it on my eyelid. So I want to try my best to make this video very detailed, so that even if you don't know how to do makeup, once you follow this process, it's going to help you with when you're doing yours. So you need a buffing brush like this to blend out the concealer. But if you don't have this, if you have a beauty sponge, you can use your beauty sponge to also blend it out. So I'm going to be using my brush. So remember, you're not rubbing, you are just going to be tapping it. So applying a concealer here has cancelled out the dark areas on my lid. See the difference? Without concealer, with concealer. As you can see, I had to mix the Fawn and the Chestnut just to get a color close to my skin tone. But if I was doing a very bright eyeshadow look, I would have probably applied the fawn straight up, or even a concealer lighter than the shade fawn, just because I want that concealer to bring out the colors from the eyeshadow. But since we are not doing that, we are going for a very simple look. That's why I'm using the concealer close to my skin tone. So now that we've blended this, you want to go in with a setting powder. So for my setting powder, I'm going to be using my Beauty by AD setting powder. And if you don't have a setting powder, try and get a setting powder. But if you don't have a setting powder, you can improvise with your face powder, but just try and get a setting powder. So the reason for setting it is to put the concealer in place, so that if you don't set it, the concealer is going to be creasing and it's not going to look good at all. And now that I've set it, it's going to dry up the oil from the concealer. We're just going to put the concealer in place. Let's keep it simple. I've done this other eye off camera, and we're going to be moving on to the eyeshadow. If you don't want to apply eyeshadow, you can stop at this point. You can just move on to your skin and maybe apply your lashes at this point. You are fine. So just for the sake of the people that want to go extra, I'm just going to be applying a brown eyeshadow. Just hold on. So from my box of crayon palettes, I'm going to be looking for a brown eyeshadow. I'm going to be going in with this deep plum shade. This shade. This is the brush I'm going to be using. It's a fluffy brush. So I'm going to be using the circular motion. I just tap and blend. Don't just leave the product there. When you tap it, you use this circular motion to gently blend it out, so the color doesn't just stay. See? I guess this is simple enough. So this tutorial is going to be for beginners, like you don't know how to do makeup, you just want to do it, like you want to do it start to finish. So I want to believe that maybe you don't have the tools yet, so maybe you just have one blending brush. That's why I'm just going to be showing you that, okay, with that one blending brush you can still make it work. But if you have another brush, like aside from maybe one of this, you can go in with that brush and try to blend out the edges. I don't know if you guys are understanding me, but I'm hoping that you are. So, you know, as I'm applying it, try to be blending it out. But if you have more than one brush, you can go into the other brush, try to make it a clean brush, and use it to blend out the edges of the eyeshadow. I'm just going to show you what I mean. So this is a semi-clean brush. So I'm just going to be using it to blend out. See what I'm doing? So I'm going to assume that since you're a beginner, you have just one brush. I'm going to teach you how to use that one brush to make it work. So after after using the brush to apply the product and you've tried to blend it out, to blend out the edges, just dust out any excess product on the brush like this. So now that we've dusted it out, we are going to go back and blend the edges. So now that we are done with the eyeshadow application, remember we're keeping it simple, that's why we have just one color. So now we're moving on to the eyeliner. This is optional. If you don't want to use a liner, you can skip this process, but if you want to use, you can use a pencil liner, you can use a gel liner, any liner that you have and that you can make use of. Please feel free to use it. So I'm going to be using a pencil liner because I feel like it's easier for a beginner to use a pencil liner because you have control over it than using a gel liner. Well, that's my opinion. If you can, then please feel free to do so. So I'm going to be teaching you how to do it. So there are some things that it's easier for you to see it while I'm doing it than explaining, because there are some things I don't even know how to explain it, but I just want you to see. Water. This is Msmetics micellar water. Msmetics is the brand name. It's a micellar water. This helps to cleanse, hydrate, and refresh. So now that we've done that, I like to moisturize. You know, skin prep is actually very important. You need to make sure that your skin is moisturized. So the moisturizer I'm using is the Msmetics Moisture Potion. So anytime I'm going out, I like to also use an SPF. This SPF is actually from Msmetics as well. Msmetics should better come and sponsor this video. So I like to use, this is their Sun Shield SPF 50+. So guys, if you know that you're going to be under the sun, it's good to use an SPF. For primer, I'm going to be using my Zikel Cosmetics Photo Fix Mattifier Face Primer. This is it. We're moving on to the foundation, and today I'm going to be using my foundation. This foundation is from Blossommakeup. It's also a Nigerian brand. It's called La Poche Nudist Foundation. I'm going to be showing you. See? So I mixed these two shades to get my perfect shade, and this is in the shade Mocha and Coffee. This foundation is very affordable. So if you're in Nigeria, you can check it out. So this is it. So guys, I had to fast forward the video at this point because the video was getting too long. However, what I was doing was I was pushing the foundation into my skin using the dabbing motion. Also, if you notice, I'm not putting the product under my eye. This is because I'm going to be using a concealer to highlight that place. So that's why I'm not putting any product on that. So now that we're done with the foundation application, we're going to be moving on to the highlights. Guys, can you see the difference? So I'm going to be highlighting the bridge of my nose. A little bit on my forehead. This area. So now that we are done with that, you want to check everywhere. You have to check everywhere to see the places that you have not blended. So I'm trying to blend this edge. So to contour, I'm going to be using my Lagirlproconcealer in the shade Mahogany. It's a very dark shade. So when contouring, you want to go two shades darker than your skin tone. The essence of contouring is just to snatch the face. You see this, my big cheeks? I want it to look snatched. So when you want to contour, see, I like to put a little bit here. Use this beauty sponge so that you can see that you can actually make use of your beauty sponge only for the skin work. So I'm going to use this beauty sponge, or if you have a brush, you can use a brush, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use a beauty sponge. So you want to do like this. So when you're trying to blend the contour, try not to bring the product down, just blend upward. So to set the highlight, I'm going to be using my Bennye banana powder. So I was trying to explain that before you put the setting powder, try to go back with your beauty sponge to blend out the area that has creased before putting the powder. Also, don't forget to bring the powder down to your neck. So now that we are done setting the whole face, I'm going to be using this powder to set the contour area. Just a little, you don't need much. I'm going to be dusting out the face powder. Can you see? And then try to use the same powder brush to try to blend these edges. Now to line my waterline, I'm going to be using this pencil from BM Pro. You have applied your mascara, you are good, but I am very extra, so I'm going to be popping on my lashes. So for my lashes today, I'm going to be using one from Msmetics as well. And please, this video is not sponsored, I just like the products. I thought to just show you guys how I apply my lashes, just in case you also want to apply. So I've gone ahead to apply my lash glue. See, let me just show you those. See, this is how I've applied it on the band of the lashes. So this is how I apply it. I'm used to using my hand. I like to reverse contour. So for lips, I'm going to be using my Davies pencil to just outline my lip. Remember, we are keeping it natural, so I'm going to be doing a nude lip as well. I like to apply a gloss. We forgot to contour the nose. I'm going to use this, even though it's a bit dark, but I'm just going to try to make it work. I can't find the powder that I use for my nose contour, so you have to work with this. I'm just going to take a little. We have to set the whole face. So to set my whole face, I'm using my Bennye setting spray. So for glow, I'm going to be using this glow dust from Hush Beauty. It's also a Nigerian brand. Guys, are you guys loving what you're seeing? We're glowing. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if it's your first time trying out makeup, I hope you learned one or two things that will help you snatch your face like this. So if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to click on the like button and also subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.